First, I want to extend my sincere thanks to the Cadets Gallery for hosting this exhibition, and especially to Stacy. Where are you? Stacy, please. And also Nancy. Thank you. Nancy, where are you now? Okay, thank you. Your continued support and helping me and believing me means a lot. And I know I can be a pain in the butt sometimes because of how I want things to be, but it's just a part of who I am. So thank you. And I would love to also thank Mike and Mary. You guys have been my backbone to get this done and to help me paint and to get stuff set up. Thank you very much. And also to Scott for helping me to do the detail work of the painting for the installation. A huge gratitude goes also to Crystal Fring for giving me the space to be able to finish these 4 very large pieces that you see hanging on the wall as well. And of course, a big heart thank you to Studios for generously sponsoring this exhibition and letting me transform the Zachman Studios into the color pink. Jeff, your continued support and is graciously recognized, and I am truly thankful for you. Thank you. And also to my daughter, Zara. You are my sunshine, my pure joy, and my biggest supporter and critic. Thank you for being with me on this journey and what we do together. I love you, Dolly. And thank you to my mom for the life you have given me so that I can share it with others. And I love you. I also want to acknowledge the support that was made to make this work possible because I am a fiscal year 2025 recipient of the Creative Individual Artist Grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board. This activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through the legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. We all vote on this, and the vote's going to come up again in the next couple of years. I hope you will all support this because I was able to create this work from this fund. I am deeply grateful for the support from them, which allowed me to continue my research and also creative practice around art and healing. Heilung Saaám, healing medicine. Now, a little bit about me, if some of you don't know. I often say I learned how to swing a hammer before I learned how to ride a bike. Growing up in Fergus Falls, my family moved 13 times during my adolescent years, always fixing up houses as we moved. My parents were house flippers before that was even a term. Tearing down walls, repainting, building new additions. Our home was always in flux. I began to see space as something you see as shapes, something that carries memory. That experience gave me a deep awareness of how environments hold meaning, and it's awareness that lies at the heart of the work of being an artist. For over 25 years, I've created objects, installations, toolkits, and also immersive environments that invite people into curiosity and also connection. My hands have always been my tools, but through life, illness, and community, I've come to understand that art is just as much about listening as it is about making. It's about reflecting, connecting, and being present. I'm a survivor of 2 cancers, one hormone-driven and the other linked to environmental exposure. That experience transformed me, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. It forced me to slow down and to listen to my body, to nature, to rhythm, and to quiet truth. During my recovery from my bilateral mastectomy, I stayed with my parents. My mom was my caregiver. My morning rush hour was not traffic. It was a flock of wild turkeys. Every day, like clockwork, I would get up, my mom would help me get into my recliner, and they would pass by the window, moving across the yard together like a family. It became the one consistent grounding moment I could count on. And ironically, I'd always feared turkeys. Thanks to a childhood experience with that with my grandfather, Leroy Spar. He had a turkey who would chase me around the farm and peck at the red ribbons my mom had in my hair. And my grandpa would chase after the turkey with a whip. So you can just imagine running around and also him running around with the whip. But in that quiet moment, with the post-surgery time, they became my teachers. I learned from them. They reminded me that healing is about facing fear with presence, joy, and curiosity. Turkeys, I later learned, symbolize gratitude, abundance, sacrifice, and family. And I felt that. The day after my surgery, they actually lost me. And I came back. But that is a story for another day. But that moment clarified something very important for me. I had lost connection to my body and to the land I lived on. I had to release fear. I began to understand my body not just as something to heal, but as a living archive, holding trauma, yes, but also holding deep wisdom, strength, and joy from my ancestors. And that my body has carried life and gave birth and still had so much more to create. My grandfather, Lawrence, who is right here for his, not right here, but these are like scene of his hands that I took before he passed away, as my mom was also the caregiver for my grandfather as well. He was a farmer and a giver to his community. He was an honest man and a farmer, and my best friend. He taught me that patience and listening were just as important as action. His quiet and integrity and love of the land that he lived on and also continues to live in me and is also in this work you are experiencing tonight. My ancestors were makers, caregivers, and healers. They remind me every day that resilience is in my bones. My great-great-grandmother, Mary Elizabeth, who is on the back wall there in the painting that you can see if you turn around where the circles are, is one of my ancestors who comes from Blackfoot Nation. And she assimilated into our German Catholic family when she met the love of her life, my great-great-grandfather, Paul John. She always wore her hair up, wrapped up in a bun, described as a circle held behind her head by our ancestors. She was born July 23rd, 1871, and passed November 26, 1953. My grandfather Lawrence gave me the family history and shared the love story with me that they both had, and told me to make sure that Zara understands her heritage and where her ancestors come from. Grandma Mary grew up in sod shanty in Wisconsin, and then she married my great-great-grandfather. They lived in Wisconsin, and then they also homesteaded in Tinsel, Minnesota, where that farm place is still there. And there is a big, beautiful cedar tree that you can see as a beacon light. My grandfather was a woodworker as well, and he created circles and the pieces that I always saw since being a little child. And I recognized early that they were there. And this powerful symbol that represents the circle of nature and of life. It is sacred. It has the interconnectedness and also the wholeness that is found within his work. These circles come from our sacred ancestors, and it's found in nature and used in rituals and ceremonies. It creates space for spiritual connection and healing. One important example is the medicine wheel, a circular form symbolizing the four directions, season, and aspect of human life and spirituality. In Catholicism and Christian symbolism, the circle represents eternity, God's infinite love and the unbroken cycle of life, death, and resurrection. It reflects God's eternal nature and divine presence. My art practice is now deeply rooted in these values. I mentor young artists, lead workshops, work with youth, I'm a Girl Scout leader to some incredible young women. I call them women because they all have their own personalities. And build creative spaces where people can find their voice and connect with each other. I believe art is a tool for reclaiming what's been lost, for facing fear, and finding confidence, and for healing of physical and also mental wounds. This new body of work, Heilung Saaám, which means healing medicine, and reflects that belief. It is deeply personal and grounded in the idea that healing is a multisensory and multifaceted. These pieces explore how sound, touch, color, vibration, and spatial awareness can reconnect us with ourselves and with the environments in which we inhabit. I've drawn from both Western and Eastern understanding of medicine to explore how art can be a form of care and restoration. In this exhibition, art is not just something to look at. It's something to feel. The body is not just an observer, it is a participant in the installation. This installation is tactile, immersive, and the materials are intentionally contrasting with hard and soft, playful and contemplative, domestic and institutional. The tension that reflects the emotional and the physical landscapes we all navigate on a daily day and also need to heal. My goal is to create a space that nurtures and challenges you, a space where viewers feel compelled to touch, to pause, and to reflect, where colors become a bridge between the aesthetic and the emotional, and the texture becomes a doorway into deeper contemplation. There's a quote that I want to share with you from an article that was just released July 1st from my friend Heidi Elsman, who's also an artist as well and also a nurse from Medscape. And the article is titled, Art Influences on the Brain, Better Understood. Art history experts would attribute this experience to a long-held idea in the art world known as beholder share. It suggests that the individual is actively engaged in creating, meaning when they're looking at art, being you, the viewer, that the meaning is based on one's personal memories and associations. In other words, an artist never really finishes a work of art on their own. The beholder's shares says that the artwork is completed by the person viewing it. That's all of you tonight. You are completing this work for me. Thank you. The mood-boosting effects of viewing art are well known, but the new brain scans that they are getting on this research is also showing more rigorous review of existing data showing that mental health benefits of viewing art, and also suggests that art influences our own creativity, critical thinking, and happiness that can be more therapeutic than what we originally thought with just traditional medicine. All these ideas resonate deeply with me. You, the viewer, complete this work. Your memories and your emotions and lived experiences are part of this installation. It's a shared space, one meant to spark something within you. That's why there's the 2-wall mural that I hope you will all contribute to. Even if you just want to put your initials on it tonight, I would appreciate that. This work is an offering, a space for curiosity, comfort, reflection, and connection, and for you to do and find your own research on how art is medicine. A reminder that healing is not linear, it's layered, sensory, and deeply personal. I have helped my daughter heal from art with traumatic things that have happened to her as well, and there are reasons why she is in dance. She's in musical theater. She has painted since she was 8 months old, and that we dance together and sing together daily. We tell stories about our daily lives to one another each day. We listen to music, share food, and we create artwork together. We have used artwork to help also Zara find her voice again and to dance her heart out to get her balance back. So I invite you to walk through the space tonight, to linger, to listen to the music that was chosen and for the gallery, and to feel the pieces that are on the wall. Also make sure to smell them. Right, Mary? Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. I know I've shared a lot of information with you. It's hot in here. I'm sweating, but getting this work done and being on this journey is something that I have truly learned that comes from my ancestors and from who I am and the people who make work before me. I give deep gratitude to all of you for being here tonight and for supporting me.